Oh, thanks, Saga. Hi everyone, Adam here, and I'm doing a retro sci-fi review on 1983's Spacehunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. And this stars Peter Strauss, Michael Ironside, and Molly Ringwald, and Ernie Hudson, to cash in on the sci-fi craze like Star Wars, and also to cash in on the craze of the 3D boom at the time in the 80s. And this was directed by Lamont Johnson, and the executive producer was Ivan Reitman. So this tells a story of Wolf, played by Peter Strauss, who answers a distress call to rescue three women whose escape pod has crash land on a planet called Terra 11. And of course he's doing this just for the reward. But the three women are kidnapped by a henchman of a tyrant called Overdog. Part man, part machine. Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? Who's played by Michael Ironside, who's delightfully hammy in this. And he wants the young ladies for their essence, essentially. And on Wolf's journey, he comes across Nikki, played by Molly Ringwald, a young tracker who he agrees to get help from. But as you'd expect, they don't get along at first, but then you know how movies go. They don't get along at first, and then they end up liking each other. I don't think I'm spoiling anything when I say that. So that's pretty much the premise of the plot. And the movie obviously has taken inspiration from other movies of the time. Clearly Star Wars is obviously a big influence. There's a little bit of Mad Max and even a little bit of Indiana Jones thrown in, cobbled together. Of course the special effects have dated a little bit, but this was released in '83. So you can forgive it for that. There's some pretty interesting creature designs as well. As for the acting, it's not too bad for this type of film. Peter Strauss is pretty much doing a Han Solo impression. His character is practically the same. He's basically just in it for the money. He's a loner. He doesn't care about anyone else but himself, which is pretty much a template for Han Solo. And Molly Ringwald's character, who plays kind of a stubborn, annoying, I think she's meant to be a teenager, but she does well with the role she's been given. Of course, seeing this was intended for 3D, there's a couple of, pointing at the camera scenes, but it's not done too often like some other 3D movies and you watch them in 2D. I mean, you know how it is. You'll be watching a movie that was filmed in 3D and there'll be a lot of stuff like that. So that's something I'll give it credit for. So the question is it a good movie? I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but it's fun. It's a cheesy 80s sci-fi. So if you're in the mood for a cheesy 80s sci-fi, I mean, if you're looking for substance, you won't find it here. But there is fun to be had. So let us know, have you seen Spacehunter and what do you think of it? Okay, I'm Adam, this has been a retro sci-fi review, and I'll see you again soon.
I'll bet breeding with us would kill him.
I'll take that bet.